It's time for Mayor Monday, and this morning we're headed to Clackamas County to check out a community known as Oregon's hometown.
It is Oregon City, just south of Portland. It's among the communities that could be heavily affected by a proposed toll on Interstate 205. And joining us live to talk about this big issue and other updates for her city is Mayor Denyse McGriff. Good morning, Mayor.
Good morning. How are you both?
Doing great.
Well. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, big issue right now. This is the final week for public testimony on I-205 tolling. What are your thoughts on the plan to toll I-205?
Well, as you are aware, the city of Oregon City and our neighbor, West Linn, have been very much opposed to this proposal, primarily because we don't want Oregon City and West Linn to be the jumpstart or the guinea pig for this project. They're planning on rolling out the toll first in our communities, and then a year later working on the other parts of the toll proposal. And we are strongly opposed to that.
It's interesting. We've been talking for quite some time now, about people having the opportunity to share their thoughts, to weigh in on the proposal. Ultimately, do you feel that those concerns are falling on deaf ears, or is ODOT really taking into consideration what folks in these communities have to say?
I would have to say unequivocally no. They are trying to help us understand what they are doing, but they're not really listening. Part of the problem is that we have been communicating with our partners at ODOT for over 4 years, letter after letter after letter. Physical and in-person communications have really gone nowhere. We are now talking to the legislators in our jurisdiction, and they generally agree with us about the fact that we need to really take a hard look at why they are doing what they're doing. We're concerned about the fact that we've not received answers to very tough engineering type questions. I will say that they are trying, but it really isn't working as well as we would like.
Yeah,
communication is a two.
Oh, go ahead, Mayor. I'm sorry.
Yeah, communication is a two-way street. We've been doing lots and lots and lots of input, but we're not really getting a lot of replies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, last on this, and then we'll move to some other issues. Is your main concern the mitigation of the traffic impact with people trying to avoid the tolls and maybe driving through Oregon City, West Linn, increased traffic in neighborhoods? Is that your major concern?
That's one of them, Ken. We already have diversion right now in both of the jurisdictions. And what's not being acknowledged is the increased burden that increased diversion will cause on our jurisdictions. We have local streets. They're not designed to take that type of traffic. And we've been told that the proposals only deals with the regional system. It's not concerned about the local streets.
I know there's a lot more conversation to be had on this topic that we're certainly going to be having in the coming weeks and months. So appreciate your input on it this morning. I want to switch gears to another thing that's new for Oregon City. The city's Youth Advisory Commission just held its first meeting last month. So tell us about that.
Well, we have implemented this. This has been something that has been thought of for a while, and Commissioner Adam Morrow and myself have been working on this project. Primarily, he was the instigator, and the city basically moved forward with this. We had 15 plus applications, and I'm telling you, these students are just incredible. They come from all different parts of the community, public school, private school. They are diverse in terms of their ethnicity. And they are really, really concerned about the issues of the day. Their big issue that we had discussed at our meeting was student mental health, not only mental health with regard to themselves, but their students, their whole selves are concerned about this. And when I mean whole selves, is that they're concerned about the fact that there is a lot of students who are not speaking up because they're afraid, they're concerned. They feel like there's not a lot of avenues for that type of dialogue. And I think that may be one of the projects that they embark upon as we move towards this. We thought about splitting the group up into two and having two different types of projects, but they were unanimous in their concerns about diversity, equity, inclusion, how to work with people to stop the bullying, stop, just just let them go to school and be students.
Yeah, well, it's great to see them getting involved in local government to help, work on some of those issues that are important to them.
Yeah, very important issues there. And the last thing we want to talk to you about, you've got a ballot measure coming out this May, and it's focusing on urban renewal. So tell us about that.
Well, yes, that's very true. We have on the ballot on May 16th, ballot measure 3-597. And essentially what that is that we want to try to jumpstart urban renewal in Oregon City. We've had it for many years, but for whatever reason, we haven't had the electeds have the courage basically to take a look at really what the community needs. We've identified 6 projects, and basically what we're trying to do is stimulate the economy. We do have our downtown is one of the issues we want to be looking at, seismic upgrades, the courthouse. What is going to happen when the county moves out? We want to be prepared for that. We have the Rossman's landfill, which is a brownfield, the Stimson lumber property, which is currently rented right now, but has potential for redevelopment. And then there's our quiet zone. As you know, when the train goes through Oregon City, the horn is making a lot of noise, and we have the potential for residential development downtown, but really, do you want to have that horn going on all the time? And we were very fortunate to receive a $2 million allocation, but we have to match that. And that's what this funding, the borrowing of the $44 million will help do these projects. We want our community to know that we are hearing what they are saying, but we really need to get their support to make this economic development package a reality.
Okay, lots to have on the calendar this year. I'm sure we'll be checking in with you on many of these things in the future. Oregon City Mayor Denyse McGriff, thanks so much for joining us this morning. Great to talk with you.
Thank you so much for having me, and have a fabulous day.
You too. And to stay up to date on what's happening in Oregon City and communities all across the area, you can always check out our Mayor Monday segments. Just go to KOIN.com, click on the AM Extra tab.